My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is day 70, episode 70. That's right, 70, the big 70. It's another milestone episode. So what I want to do for today is do another recap, right? The last recap we did was at episode 50, which, I mean, that was already 20 days ago, right? It feels like it was just yesterday, but it was already 20 days ago. So I want to share with you guys some of the stuff that I've learned, some perspective shifts that have happened since then. The first one is that it goes by quickly, right? Like, again, 50 felt like it was just yesterday, but it was already 20 days ago. So it goes by much faster than you'll think. On the onset of this 100-day journey, I was hard really to envision being at 100 days. Well, it's like that old saying, right? Like a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, and that first step is important. That's the metaphorical commitment to the journey. However, when you take that first step and then you look straight ahead of you, there's still 1,000 miles to go. So it seems very, very daunting. And the same thing for this crazy experiment that I'm doing. When I first started, I was like, man, 100 days is crazy. Now that I'm at 70, it's like it went with a blink of an eye, right? It went by very, very quickly. And so, like, the lesson is that yes, it goes by quickly, and what happens is your journey will be in phases, right? It will be in phases. When you take that first step of 1,000 miles, yes, it's daunting, but as you start walking, as you start finding your pace, as you start, really developing a cadence, the miles will just start to disappear behind you. And what's happening is it's developing a habit, right? Same thing with your online journey. If you commit to posting every day for 100 days, that initial push is going to be very difficult, and a lot of your energy and effort is going to be spent on just making sure you post some content every day. Now, once it develops into a habit, it becomes easier, right? It becomes that energy and effort isn't expended on just making sure you post, because it will have become a habit, right? It'll have become second nature. Generally speaking, it takes roughly 45 days to develop any new habit. So, if you're committing to using the internet and creating content for your network marketing business, be willing to at least be in it for 45 days, right? 45 days, again, is how long it takes for you to develop a habit. And once you get over that threshold, all that difficulty in those first couple of weeks that you were experiencing in posting every day, it'll have melted away, right? And it'll become more second nature, right? So again, that first phase, that first 45 days, that's developing the habit of just posting and publishing content every day. After that phase, it becomes more natural, it becomes more habitual, and you're not expending as much energy on posting every day, right? Because it's already a habit. So now that you have extra energy and effort and focus, now you can put that extra energy, focus, and effort into developing your voice, right? Developing your voice in your content, developing your ideas, your message, and your character, right? Like that attractive character that Russell Brunson always talks about. You can really start to develop your voice. And for me, it was, anywhere from, like, I think around 50, when I really started to get into a groove and really getting the cadence and the voice of this particular show. I created some music for it, created a new podcast art for it. And I really started to get into a groove and found the voice of this particular show. So anywhere from 45 to 65, I would say is when you can start doing this. And I feel like I'm there. Like, I'm at 70, so I feel like I'm actually hit that point where, I mean, of course, it's going to continue to evolve, and the voice of this particular show will continue to change as time goes on. However, I feel like we're in a good place with that I'm not putting as much focus into finding my voice as I was in that period of time, in that second phase of my evolution. Now that I'm there, the next stage is now that I'm starting to promote it more, right? I'm taking the content, I'm taking the show, sharing it and promoting it on my socials, right? Whether it's Twitter, or I'm cutting up the video into small bite-sized pieces, 30, 40-second pieces to share on my Reels for Instagram and TikTok. So that way I'm starting to get the word out more for the show. I didn't do this at the beginning as much. I wasn't promoting as heavily, because I knew that the content wasn't necessarily going to be, top notch, right? So I waited. I held off on that. I wanted to put the work into developing the habit, put the work into finding the voice, and now that I've mostly gotten through those first two phases, I can really focus on promoting the show and getting the word out. moving forward for the next 30 days to the finish line of a 100-day goal. The question then becomes, now that I'm really, figuring this part of the equation out with online marketing and content creation, how does network marketing fit into all of this, right? How does my network marketing business fit into all of this, and is it actually sustainable? One of the biggest concerns, I think, with getting sucked into online marketing is that going to detract and take attention away from your network marketing business, and therefore, is it a sustainable thing to do? I don't think so much that should be the question, right? Like, whether or not it's sustainable, I don't think is the right direction to go. Because I don't think you have a choice, right? With the way things are going, if you're not marketing online, if you're not creating content for your network marketing business, you're deluding yourself into thinking you can actually participate in the economy or in business in the 21st century, right? Especially in the next 5 to 10 years and the decades moving forward. You have to have an online presence. So it's not a question of whether or not this is sustainable for network marketing. I think it's a question of whether or not we can figure it out, right? Whether or not you can figure out the last piece of the puzzle in how you can make your network marketing business fit into this online equation. And so that, for me, is going to be the work for the next 30 days, right? Like, we have 30 days to 100. And so I've made it my goal to figure out the last piece of the equation, to figure out that last piece of the framework so that I can share that with you by 100. I know it's a lofty goal, but I'm committed to that because I want to give you guys exactly what I had set out to do, right? This entire 100-day journey was so that I could learn how to use online marketing, how to use social media marketing, creating content, how I could use all of this to build my network marketing business. And so if I don't have that answer for you, then I'm not fulfilling my promise. I'm not fulfilling my commitment to you. So the next 30 days is going to be a crazy ride. Make sure that you're following the show so that you don't miss a single thing. Remember, a new episode every day. We've got 30 more until we hit 100. So stay tuned. A fresh new episode coming for you tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.